What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. It's time. We finally have information for Legend Sugo Fest exclusive Kaido, which is so awesome. Since that V-Jump, I have been eagerly waiting for the info. Like, you guys have no idea. Every single day, check and make sure there was no news, but finally, the day has arrived. Like, legitimately, the Sugo Fest is coming out tomorrow. They waited till the last minute to reveal this information. Now, the thing is here is tomorrow is going to be a maintenance for JP. There is going to be a maintenance period which introduces their new update with the new limit break mechanic. Well, it's an extension of the old limit break, and also the fact that they're adding new functions for new characters. They're doing an update to the Kizuna mode. They're doing a lot of different things, and we were seeing that in the V-Jump, this was coming out on the 25th. So we were really wondering, how are they going to implement this Sugo Fest as well as the maintenance period? As they're going to give us the banner anytime soon, and they decided to give it to us like a really late period of the night, the day before. So here we go. Here is the Sugo Fest banner for Kaido. This is his unevolved artwork, of course. In the V-Jump, we saw his evolved artwork. So kind of interesting to see that he doesn't actually have his regular human form, if that's what he is, his regular form in any of his artworks. I thought for sure his unevolved form would have been his regular form without the devil fruit, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Seems pretty cool here. We've got the artwork, of course. Let's go ahead and go through it. Now, I don't have the Sugo Fest details, but by reading this, you can see it is a 2x legend rate, and there will be 3 different parts for this Sugo Fest. I'm not really too sure what this bottom text says, but I think this is a very high opportunity for this to be Global's 5th anniversary Sugo Fest. I think that is definitely a high possibility of happening, and after seeing what his abilities do, he would make a perfect fit for an anniversary legend, in my personal opinion. I think he's one of the best legends in the game. You guys let me know down below in the comment section. I'm going to give you guys the info as to why I think he's going to be that. Here is his details here. Now, it took a lot of people a while to understand how he actually worked, because, as I said, there seems to be a new mechanic, but honestly, it doesn't seem like it's anything new when we go through. I mean, let's just go through it now, because I know you guys are waiting for that info. Let's go ahead and go through it. So, Legend Kaido, these are his translated abilities. Shout out to Koala-san and Blazing Gamer for providing different translations for us to get a little bit of an idea as how this actually works. So, his captain ability, first of all, reduces the cooldowns of striker and powerhouse characters by 2 turns at the start of the fight. So that automatically puts into his captain ability as to what he's going to be. He's going to be a striker powerhouse, and he's going to boost those classes with his captain ability. Very interesting selection. I think powerhouse makes a lot of sense. I think everyone probably would have predicted that. Striker is not the one that I think a lot of people would have predicted, considering what his special is. His special is literally Borrow Breath, which is what I predicted in my video as well, which is him literally shooting his Fireball Hyper Beam basic move. It makes a lot more sense if he was a shooter character, but he's going to be a striker, which I'm okay with as well. I just think it's kind of weird because JP literally just released Quick Whitebeard, who is a striker powerhouse captain. Their next legend, Kaido, who is a striker powerhouse captain. Very weird. But also, I forgot to actually put here, he's a Dex character, which is also a pretty odd choice for the character. I thought he was going to be a quick unit, just from going off some of the artwork that was in V-Jump, and some of the panels were blue, so I thought that maybe was hinting towards he was going to be a quick character, but he's going to be a Dex character, which is a very okay choice in my opinion. So on top of the cooldown at the start of the adventure, which is great, he also boosts their attack, meaning striker and powerhouse, by 4 times attack and 1.25 times HP. Just that straight off the bat is a really good start to a captain ability. 4 times flat with a 25% health boost is so good with the cooldown as well. With double Kaido, you get -4 cooldown as well. Off to a great start. This is where things get absolutely crazy, right? Deals 400 times his attack in dex damage to all enemies at the end of each turn. This happens every single turn. 400 times his attack. Now, to put that into perspective on how crazy that is, let's pull up the calculator. In a hypothetical situation, he should have at least 2,000 attack. If not more, it might be a tad less. You never know. Bandai do some really crazy things. At the very least, it should be 2,000 attack, right? And then obviously with support abilities, cotton candies, crewmate abilities, you can make this go even higher, right? Even with the ability of the type of effect that boosts the base stats of characters, that also affects this as well. But anyway, let's say 2,000 times by 400, you're dealing 800,000 damage, more or less, at the end of each turn to all enemies in dex damage, right? So that is wild to do that every single turn, but it gets even crazier as it goes on. So as soon as you start the run, like literally, it triggered this character special at the start of the adventure. This is the new mechanic that I think the maintenance might be for, but it doesn't seem like anything that would need a maintenance for. I don't really understand it, but basically, as soon as you start the fight, it activates his special ability straight away. Now, what does his special actually do? First of all, it cuts the HP of all enemies by 20%. That always happens. And then, at the end of each turn, deals 400 times his attack in dex damage to all enemies at the end of each turn. That again is great, right? Because you get the captain ability of dealing 400 times his attack in dex damage to all enemies at the end of each turn, and then you once again get 400 times attack and dex damage to all enemies at the end of each turn. Now, the thing about it is that is so crazy is because you can have double Kaido captains and you get one of the special abilities. Now, this obviously will not mean that if you have two Kaidos, it will activate both their specials, but remember, it is a buff from the special. The special will grant you an end of turn damage buff, so you can't get two of those. So you'll only get one of those specials to activate this end of turn damage, but you still get both of the captain abilities to activate. So you basically get this times 3. You get 2.4 million dex damage at the end of each turn, every single turn, no matter what. You literally can just one tap and boom, 2.4 million damage. This is why I'm saying this character is so OP. I mean, when you look at it right, we have a character like V2 Akainu, still can do a lot of good things. And you have to hit 6 perfects with that character in order to get 1 million damage, and then obviously 2 million damage with 2 Akainus. You get more damage, but you don't even have to hit perfects. Now, I will say that yes, it is in dex damage, which means against a strength enemy, you're doing obviously way less damage. But this can potentially be even crazier against a quick enemy. So at the very worst, it's still going to be 1.2 million damage at the end of each turn. And remember, if you are comparing this character to a character like V2 Akainu, remember V2 Akainu is only a 3.25 captain. This guy is a 4 times captain. He also gives you HP, which Akainu didn't give you, and he is for 2 separate classes, which, you know, can be a good or a bad thing. Akainu was for 2 separate colors. This guy's going to be for Striker and Powerhouse. But, you know, with this captain ability, you don't need to have Striker and Powerhouse characters on your team. So if you need to run a unit for specific utility purposes, you can do that. There is nothing stopping you from doing that, which is really nice. I like that he doesn't have any absurd restrictions. Kind of like, I was getting worried heading into this. I was kind of expecting them to potentially do a thing like version 1 Big Mom, where she has the Hunger Pangs mechanic, where she's really annoying to manage. I was really hoping that they didn't do that with Kaido, and thankfully they didn't. So I think that what they've done here is fantastic, right? Now, obviously, this special ability that you get here, where you deal the 20% health cut and the end of turn damage. Remember, as soon as you start the run, the special is going to activate. So you will get this end of turn damage. Now, it doesn't actually say it's here specifically, but it doesn't have an end turn date. So when you activate the special, you always get this, right? It doesn't say at the end of the next turn for 3 turns or anything. This is active for the entire rest of the run, continuously. This is what I'm saying. This is why it's so busted. The 400 times attack and dex damage will happen forever until you die or until you win the run. So the thing is if you activate his special again, if it's already active, cut all enemies' HP by 20% at the beginning of each stage. So I guess, actually, technically, now that I'm thinking about it, if as soon as you start the run, if one Kaido special activates and then you have a friend captain activate, that means you'll always get the 20% health cut and the end of turn damage. This character is so crazy. This character is wild. Boy, oh boy, I want this character so goddamn badly, because for Striker and Power, I mean, Striker, they did just get Quick Whitebeard, and they've got characters like CatDog, who are decent captains, but to have a character like this, with cooldown reduction and just absurd damage for free, basically, you don't have to do anything, you just get absurd damage for free. This character is easily one of the best legends in the game, like, without a doubt, he has to be one of the best legends in the game. As long as it works as we think it does, with the fact that, you know, if one captain deals 400 times damage, the other captain does 400 times damage, the special ability gives you 400 times damage, and then that would mean also you get 20% health cut at the start of each different stage. The only thing that really hinders a character like this is the normal attacks only debuff, which also hinders characters like V2 Doflamingo, V2 Katakuri, version 1 Mihawk, characters like that. It will hinder Kaido. At the very end of, like, you're still getting 4 times attack, which is still really good, but the end of turn damage, the health cuts and everything, they do nothing against normal attacks only debuff. It would be awesome if they introduce a character in this batch that removes the end of turn damage thing, or the normal attacks only debuff. If we have a character that removes that by, I don't know, 20 turns or something, that'd be pretty cool. Obviously, most times when you get normal attacks only, it typically is going to be for 99 turns, which really hinders a lot of characters, of course. But if we have a character in the batch that removes it, that'd be awesome. But at this current point in time, we only know the abilities of Kaido. So Kaido's looking like a beast, definitely looking like one of my favorite legends in the game. As I said, we don't have the full details of the Suguro Fest. So yeah, we don't actually know what the Suguro Fest is right now in terms of the structure. I mean, we can kind of briefly have a look at it here. So 10+1, it says maybe like a guaranteed rate up character on 258. 3, I'd say that's a guaranteed legend. 6 and 9, I'd assume is probably maybe a limited pool legend, and then it goes up to 20. So maybe like a legend with max level or max special level. I don't know. It's really too hard to see right now. But in terms of the other rare recruit characters that are coming along with Kaido, there are 3 new rare recruit characters. So in the V jump, we saw there was a speed rare recruit. That we saw there was a Holden rare recruit, and the other rare recruit in this batch is Jack, which is really cool to see. I like that we are getting a rare recruit Jack. I think I actually called that in the V-Jump video as well, getting a rare recruit Jack. So that's awesome, right? But on top of all this, there are more stuff to go through for the Japanese version of the game. It looks to be some sort of lottery style event, it looks like, and it looks like you can win potential up to 300 gems. And then obviously this is relating to the Wano Zorro and the Wano Lore. I will go through their abilities because we have them translated as well. I'm not really too sure what it means by 50 gems yet. I'm not 100% sure there. And then here is also relating to the lottery event, I think, or is this relating to a login event? I don't know. I haven't got translations right now, but there is basically a whole event pertaining to the Wano characters coming. So here we have Law. Now, Law seems to be some sort of like a miniature raid boss style event, and he is actually surprisingly good, honestly. He's really, really strong. So artwork looks really clean. Big fan of that. But in terms of what Law does, his captain ability is going to boost the attack of Dex and Psi by 3 times when you have matching orbs, or otherwise it'll only be at 2.25 times, which is not a great captain ability. But as for his special, it deals 200,000 fixed damage to a single enemy that ignores defensive effects, so barriers, threshold, etc. He also reduces 2 turns of resilience, percent damage reduction, and defense up. So that's a really nice piece of utility, and boost chain multiplier by 0.8 for 1 turn if your captain is Dex or Psi. Now obviously, because Kaido is Dex, makes perfect sense for this character to come out. And then the final character I want to go through in this video is this brand new Zorro character, the Zorro Judo. I'm not 100% sure what he's all about. I think it is also like a raid style event. But as for what this Zorro does, he is going to go ahead and boost Slasher and Powerhouse characters' attack by 2.25 and give them Psi orbs as beneficial. His special is going to deal 40 times his attack in Psi damage to a single enemy and reduces 4 turns of paralysis, and for 1 turn reduce defense of all enemies to 0. Really good special ability as well. Not too bad for a free-to-play character. I think both of these characters will be boosted in the upcoming treasure map, whatever that will be. Actually, do we know what the next treasure map character is going to be? Yeah, they've left the silhouette blocked out, so I'm not really too sure what that character will be. But Kaido looks so crazy. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section, guys, because he's looking like an absolute beast. Fitting for the King of the Beast to be the strongest living creature in the One Piece verse. I'm excited for this, dude. Once we get the full data download, I'll bring you guys another video talking about all of the new rare recruits, as well as going through the additional abilities of Kaido, as for his sailor abilities and his support abilities, limb break abilities, etc. I'm excited for this, man. As I said, let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think about Kaido. I think he's one of the best legends in the game. Easily one of the best legends in the game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.